Hello everybody, my name's Atley. Welcome back to SnowRunner, my hard mode playthrough. In the last episode I tried and failed to get this Pacific P16 with a bunch of long logs on the back up that hill and turning left to get to the delivery point, which is just about up there. You can, that point you can see on the top left of the screen. The delivery point is just next to that tree. Now this truck can't get up here. I've had the force, if you watched that episode, I had the force trying to assist it. I was doing a lot of it in the dark. No, it didn't work. It doesn't work. So I am going to change things up a bit. And I'm really disappointed because I was hoping that the Pacific would dominate at this because it's a Canadian logging specialist truck out in the real world. But yeah, the lack of all-wheel drive, the lack of chains, just made it virtually impossible, in my opinion. So what I'm going to try and do, and even this might be difficult, is I need to try and turn the thing around. I need to get it back down on the flat so that I can get it out of here and switch things up for logging. And unfortunately that's going to look quite messy, because what I'm going to have to do is unpack these logs, disconnect the trailer and leave the logs laying on the floor, and then take the truck to the garage because I need that add-on, and then I'm going to bring the Azov 73-210 basically. Now mine isn't fully upgraded. I don't have the active suspension unlock yet on my Azov on this save, so I don't have massive confidence, but I do feel a lot better in terms of comments that have said they've got stuck with trucks in the same place that I was trying to do this. And yeah, it's a difficult thing to do. This is a very heavy truck, literally. It's a heavy class truck, but it's also one of the heaviest heavy class trucks, and therefore it's not unreasonable that I was struggling with it to do the thing I was trying to do. Can't even get it to turn this corner at the moment. See if I can get those wheels past that rock and then I'll be alright. So I'm just getting this out. When I finished the episode I was thinking, right, what I'll do is I'll come down this way and then I'll try in the other route. But I don't think I'm even going to do that. I think I'm just going to get this out to a point that I can repack these logs on the Azov and try again with the Azov. It's not a very pretty route either, is it? I was steering to try and go to the right of these rocks. Let's see how we get on though. I'll probably tip the thing over. That wasn't the line I was trying to get to, but I was trying to go more. Let's see if I can get a winch to help me, but without tipping me over, maybe. This is more the line I wanted to do anyway. Let's see if I can get some help. Pull my nose over to that tree. And then the only other thing that I've done before starting this episode, which also relates to what I tried and failed in the last episode, is I've restaged my Ford pickup truck to have another go at the contest that I failed. Which is the only contest left in this region. Pretty sure I've done the others. Right, so yeah, I'm not going to mess about with what other people have reassured me is an even harder route. So I was on the right lines in terms of the route I was trying to do with this. I just didn't have the right truck and driver combination. And it's not going to be easy with the Azov, especially without the raised suspension or active suspension. But I haven't got the choices. So let's get this down. In fact, I may as well just take it to the garage and let the Azov reload itself at the garage. The Azov 73210 is currently still in a Mandra garage. I haven't used it on this region at all. I thought about bringing it through for the large crane, but then I ended up not doing that yet. The Tatra crane coped just fine. I also thought about bringing it through for medium logging, but if I ended up using it for long logging, that does leave me with a choice to make over what I do for medium logs, which isn't easy. I don't have a good medium log truck. I was looking through my options just now as to whether or not I should buy something or medium logs. What I would love to buy for medium logs is maybe another Pacific, like the P12, which does have all-wheel drive, diff lock and chains options and can take medium logs and looks very good. But I don't know whether it would be a good choice or whether I just want it to be a good choice because I would like to use a Pacific for logging in Yukon. Right, so what we're doing, I brought the Pacific here because it's one of my favourite trucks, and I brought it to this region as a bit of a nostalgia thing, really. It's a Canadian truck and I wanted to use it in Canada, but it's not been massively successful for me. So unpack the cargo, detach the trailer, and then get myself in the garage. And then let the Azov sort that mess out. And then effectively what I'm doing here is I'm giving this Pacific a graceful retirement in a Canadian garage at least. Because I don't imagine if it didn't work here, it's not going to work anywhere else. So I don't imagine I'll use it again. So customize. I'm not going to bother stripping its engine, but I am going to take that gearbox out because I'll have another vehicle that can make use of that. I am going to take that winch out. I am going to take off that log carrier. And then I will retain it and then put it over here. No cost to me, and it's now retained in a Yukon garage. And then truck storage, we're going to pay to bring the Azov 73210 through from Imandra. 3,500 to deploy it. And then customize. It's got the biggest engine. It's got an advanced special gearbox. It's got all chains, I think. Yeah, they're the only all chains option. It's got an advanced heavy winch. It's got its spare wheels on. And I can add the log carrier front and the log carrier crane. And I'm going to have them both on there because it can self-load then. Which does make the Aramatsu a little bit less useful. In that I could, if I organise myself properly, this could load anything that's going to do medium logging for me. But I haven't picked what's going to do medium logging at the moment. So if it ends up being this, then I'll obviously still need to use the Aramatsu to load it. So now I've got to get myself hooked up to that trailer and get those logs reloaded. Let's see how this goes. It is looking like, from what I've seen, and other people have pointed out the same in the comments, I've basically watched one video on Phase 8, which is Ben from A Tribe Called Cars, and I'm deliberately not letting myself have spoilers on it. So I'm not watching more content of people's gameplay. I just watched a little bit of, you know, too excited to know what was coming. So yeah, I watched a little bit of a Tribe Called Cars content on it, and the step hike, it's quite a interesting looking vehicle. It looks like it's going to be a pretty good logging truck. I want to only pick one up, really. I'll tell you what. No, wrong button again. I do this a lot with this crane. What I want to do, actually, that's the wrong approach. I want to pick them up from this end, because all I need to do is get this end back on. The back is already on. Too many buttons on the steering wheel. I haven't got the motor muscle yet to do them sort of quickly and easily. Lift that. Bring it across. That should be fine. They should pack. I don't know what that flashing green thing is, but it keeps going up. But I don't normally use a truck with a crane on it. Store the crane, pack the cargo, and we are good to go. So let's see how that fares in comparison then. What's my fuel like, just so I know? Half full, so I'll have to fill up at the Kodiak as I'm driving past. So the logic is, it's a 10x10 truck, all-wheel drive, diff lock, chains on, and lighter overall, and therefore should cope a lot better. But we'll see. Still a bit nervous because it's still a difficult drive, and I am deliberately doing what I think is the most difficult of the log deliveries first, just because I always feel get the hardest job done first and then you can relax a bit. Going to try exactly the same route as before as well. Fuel. Not quite, it's only 4 litres off though. I'll fill the Kodiak up later. So just as a heads up, this video will be going live on Wednesday, and obviously this is only for the people that are following along in sort of semi-real time. This one goes live on Wednesday. I'll have another one to record, and then Saturday this week should be another special expedition to Amur. Which I'm looking forward to publishing. And people that have watched all the videos know that I've already been there. I have already recorded the content that will go live on Saturday. But for continuity reasons, I am not using anything that I unlock in Amur until the episode, or any other special expedition for that matter, until the episode that does the unlock has been published. I got a bit dissatisfied when I published the Tatra Force Part 1. I then recorded Part 2, but I wanted to stick to a Saturday schedule for special expeditions. And then I recorded the next Yukon episode, and I used the Tatra Force in Yukon before I had published the Part 2 unlock episode. And after I did it, it didn't feel right. So a new self-imposed rule is that I'm not going to use anything until the unlock episode has been published. So yeah, anything that I may or may not have managed to unlock in Amur is not part of this playthrough until it's been seen by you guys. New rule. Because special expeditions they're fun. I enjoy doing them. They're worthwhile doing in terms of the extra strength that you get on the save from it, but they do detract from the continuity of the work you're doing on the main season. And I thought it was a little bit too much to have it in that order for anybody that's following along. It must have been a bit confusing because I didn't like it myself. So I'm not going to be doing that again. Right, so here we go. This is the start of the difficult bit. And I do not have the option for active suspension because I haven't unlocked it yet. And actually in that case I haven't unlocked it yet either. Let's just try to adjust the line slightly. I'm trying to stay left because the two bits of rock that you can see that jut out into the path a little bit, they almost act like railway lines in that they restrict your movement. I also may have chewed this up a bit too much for comfort, but they restrict your ability to steer. You get your wheels on the wrong side of that. That's also a bit of a chin problem. But if you get your wheels on the wrong side of that rocky outcrop, then it's going to steer you to the right, whether you like it or not. And I think that's what caused my Tatra Force to roll in the last episode. I was reversing, and this higher one that I'm just passing now, the wheels were on the wrong side of it. The force is still there, you can just see it in the distance. I left it just in case. Is there anything to winch to here? Not sure. Not really. I'll tell you what. Can I get a handbrake on? And can I? That looks like a fairly substantial tree. So can I get a lift off that tree to the back of the trailer? I don't know whether that tree is just going to pull out. Handbrake off. Put it into low, high. And then try and get a bit of winch help without pulling myself over. Right, now I need to let go of the winch. Yeah, that's a bit different story. Let's not be complacent though. Still got to avoid tipping it over on these rocks that are in my path. Winch help. Again. Up there maybe. So this is just a more sensible logging truck option to use, I think. But it is a shame. I might buy myself a P12 on my campaign mode save and see how I like it for medium logging. Or I might just suck it up and do it with this. I don't think there's much medium logging to do in this region necessarily. Another big rock to try and get the trailer over. Right. What could possibly go wrong? Success. There won't be any cutscenes or anything. It's not a completion. That's just the first of 5 batches of logs that need to be delivered. And now I need to turn around and not do what Lexa did, which is tip our truck over on the top of the hill. Lexa in comments did exactly this without using her suspension, her active suspension, to see if it could be done, which put a little bit of pressure on me, if I'm honest. Oh, hang on, stop. And not do what Lexa did, which is tip our truck over on the top of the hill. These little trailers, I just did exactly what I said I wasn't going to do. Try not to do what Lexa did. That's exactly what Lexa did. Oh my days. Alright, that's alright though, because the cargo's been delivered. So it's a pretty simple recovery now. The Thatcher Force is nearby. But what am I like? Pretty simple recovery now, so long as I don't tip the Thatcher Force over again. That is so funny. That's pretty typical me, that. Talking about what somebody has said in comments that they did, saying I'll have to make sure I don't do the same thing, and then doing exactly the thing. And as I said in my response to Lexa, those log-in trailers, that long log trailer, is a pretty tippy thing. The geometry of them is always difficult because they pull your truck in the wrong direction. And it's also the second time I've tipped the truck over on this ledge and needed to do a rescue as well. Not funny, devs. Good little trap. But this is the last time I need to come up here. Once the Azov is back on its wheels and out of here, I never need to come back. I can't believe what I did. I honestly can't believe what I did. And I expect Lexa had a good little chuckle at it anyway. It's a shame this thing can't take a medium login. There's plenty of room on there. If this could put a medium login add-on on it, it would be so good. Right, let's try this again. Here's the thing, I even thought to myself, the safe way to do this is to take the trailer off, turn the truck around, and pull the trailer around with a winch, reattach. Where do I put this in the meantime while I'm turning around? Put it in here. Try not to roll it down a cliff again. Are you sure? Let's not do it again, eh? That trailer just wants to jackknife you because the bit, it's really short and the beam of it goes underneath your wheel. So it's like it's trying to tip you over. And it wins that argument too often for my liking. Right, let's get this one out to the road. That's the chin digging in, that's why I want the active suspension. So this is the camber that I was trying to avoid. I was wondering whether it would have been better to basically do what I'm about to do, which is come downhill enough to avoid the worst of the camber. You imagine this with logs on, and then carefully steer back uphill. Whether I could have done a line like that in the other direction with logs on the back. But I think the risk with the weight of the logs on there would have been too high. So I do think the route that I just used on the way in was the better route when you're full of logs. I'm just doing this while I'm empty because it's a quicker way out, I think. Alright, there we go. This is going to go back in and load up on long logs. But it is not going to do it right now. Because what I'm going to do once I'm out and safe, and you can see that I've managed to get it out without tipping the damn thing over again. I'm going to park it up next to the Kodiak. And then I'm going to switch and do another task. And I'll carry on logging in the next episode. That's the end of logging for this episode, I think. So, handbrake, engine off. I will switch quickly into the Kodiak and distribute some fuel. It's down to 583, so the huge amount of fuel I brought through from Michigan's not infinite. And then it's dark. It will be dark for the next 20 minutes of gameplay, but a job that I think will be okay to do in the dark. I don't want to do the contest in the dark, but the Taiga has this service trailer on, and I think this activity to hit these 3 research points with this trailer on the back, I think I can do that in the Taiga. I'm going to try that route to the first one rather than going around and back up. We'll see how it goes. It depends on whether there's a route through this tree line. There may not be. If there isn't, I'll follow the road around. So Taiga has got the service trailer on the back and is going to go off and do some point of interest. And this is the last task on Big Salmon Peak. Then I've only got 1 contest and logging to do. This isn't particularly exciting stuff, which is why I'm doing it in the dark, because you guys can't really see much, but it's relatively simple stuff for me to time lapse through. Let's see if that line will work to go through the trees. Maybe a mistake. Looking at it, I think it is a mistake. I'm just going to stick to the road. A little bit of keep it simple, stupid. Kiss principle. Well, maybe that line would work. Keep getting tempted by a glimpse through the trees. Difficult to select the right gear here. I'm trying to get high, but I'm just wheel spinning, so crawler gear all the way. Crawler high. Quite high elevation, whichever way I go, so I think I'm going to have to bring it in here, try and get over these trees. Swing in wide enough so that I can just roll through it and maybe keep going. And then back down the hill, because that's that one done. Should probably have a look at the map to see where it is that I've got to go next. So the next one is kind of on a trail, which is nice. Follow this trail as far as there. Down that way. I can just leave this in low, high, just crawl along. I'm going to look through this little yard because it's a sort of place. I don't think I've been here, but on the map there's a couple of tanks, and I had small hopes that there was another scout trailer that I'd missed. But no. I know there's no task related ones, and I'm pretty sure I've scanned well enough with watchtowers that I would know if there was another fuel trailer that I'd missed that belonged to me. Where's the third one? Back there. I'm going to say this one is a case of get myself onto that track, follow back up this way, just suck it up and come around here. Maybe by the time I've got to here, I'll find my way in through those trees. Because there's trees both ways. Maybe slightly quicker if I turned around, but this is the type of dolly trailer that is also prone to tip me over if I don't turn around carefully. This is a long old crawling low high, but it's the nature of the terrain. So we are, I'm recording this on Tuesday and this will go live Wednesday. Last Thursday, the channel hit 500 subscribers, which is, as I said before, absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much to every single one of you. We're up around the 520 mark at the moment, and looking into it, the community tab thing that I mentioned when I was approaching and then hit 500, the ability to do community posts, that's a feature that gets automatically unlocked at 500, but it takes about a week per YouTube to activate it. So any day, yeah, this is going to go live on the Wednesday, and it's Thursday will be a week. So any day, I'm expecting to suddenly have a community tab, and I have no idea how that works. I've never seen that from a content creator's side of things. But it will allow me to post screenshots and updates on posting schedule. If I have to miss an episode, then it'll allow me to let you guys know before it happens. So yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to. This feels wrong. What have I done? No, I'm still on track. Yeah. No, it felt like I should be going the other way because I can see the marker behind me in that direction. But I've got to go around this corner to my right and down the hill again. So yeah, any day we should start getting that feature. What's going on with my fuel? My fuel is... I'm going to need a fuel rescue. I'm not going to complete this. I thought I had a nearly full tank when I started this, but this driving through heavy snow with a trailer like this on in low gear obviously drains your tank pretty heavy. Thinking, cogs are whirring in my head at the minute. The nearest place that I've got fuel, through that gateway into flooded foothills, there's a logging camp, and at that logging camp I've got a scout fuel trailer. Let's focus on this, because the other option is that when I've done the contest, I could bring the Ford on a fuel rescue. Contemplating leaving the trailer and going off and doing a fuel dash myself, but I'd like to get this task done even if it leaves me without any fuel. So I think this is the waypoint where I said I would have a look at whether or not I can get up through these trees. It's looking pretty impenetrable to me at the moment though, now that I'm here. Whichever way I did it, that wasn't going to work, because I didn't have enough fuel to go back and get a fuel run myself. I would have run out on the way back anyway. So what we're going to do then is contest. May end up finishing that task in the next episode, but at least it's dawn, so we've got some daylight for this contest. So I rolled this over towards the end of the contest last time. Let's set up the waypoint. So I'm doing it in exactly the same way, but hopefully without rolling the thing over. So I'm still going to come through here. I'm going to swing a little bit wider because I turned left before I needed to. on this bit. And then in here for the first one. That was gnarly. I didn't like that bit. Got past it right in the end, but up here, sharp double back. That one on through here. Here. And then I basically took the wrong line through this and I tipped it over about here somewhere. So I need to get past that and out to this road and then up the road a little bit and into there, onto that one, onto that one, up to that one. Which looks a mess. And last time I also took out my suspension pretty much at the start before I even reached waypoint A. So I had to stop. Probably going to try and go steady and just make sure I get a safe silver. And then if I decide to do a third attempt for gold, that's a different matter, but nervous, but I need this to do a fuel rescue, so let's just get it done. So 7 minutes would be gold. Let's go. It is coming into dawn, but once I'm past this and I'm driving on the straight, put my lights on, a little bit better viz. Mark it into high, so it's not hunting gears on that little sticky bit. I drove too wide on this corner, too fast last time, so let's just go through this gap a little bit more gently. Through this person's nice fence. Oh. Every time I drive through that fence, by the time I come back, somebody's fixed it, so it's all good. Caught up on a tree, didn't need that. Don't need the camera jankiness either. Don't steer too tight to the left here. Internal monologue is coming out for you guys, sorry about that, but I suppose that's the nature of doing YouTube, isn't it? Is I'm telling you what I'm thinking as I'm doing these things. Yeah, don't turn left in there. That's the mistake I made last time. I turned left too soon. So that's point A, first of 6. Back it into high now and try and get a little bit more pace. Oh, no, 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 no. Didn't go sharp enough left that time. Got myself in some mud that I didn't like. So I've got to go left enough to get some purchase near these rocks. Around this low rocky clump. This bit wasn't too bad, I didn't think. No. Going steady. This isn't going as smoothly as this part of the first run, really, but nerves, nerves, nerves. Pressure. Some pretty horrible little bridges as well, where your wheels fall through them. And I kind of got stuck last time, but then I messed around too much trying to get out of it. Get to them in a minute, but I messed around a bit too much trying to get out of it when actually I drove forward in the end and got through it that way. Let's see if I can learn from that. Right, so we got, this is a fairly okay bridge. And then there's a little bit here there's a luck and a prayer really, because the ledge isn't big enough. You kind of use momentum to get through something. But if you hit the wall wrong there, it's going to bounce you down that hole. So I'm pleased to have got through that okay. And then I've got to go up this ramp, sharp right. There's 3 routes, I've got to take the middle one. This is the bridge where your wheels can disappear down the hole really easily, and it's not easy to steer in a way that avoids it. I've just done exactly that then. Three done, 3 to go. It's not fast. Not going to be gold. I'm pretty sure. Because you're coming at this over such bumpy terrain, your steerage is quite weird, so it's really hard to hit that and maintain a straight line and not fall down into that hole, but I've done it. That was a bit better than last time. And then now I think the next hazard is the one that I fell over on. Why did my truck just cut out and restart its engine then? That wasn't me, I didn't press the engine stop button. I haven't taken any significant damage yet. So not here. This is a bit where I was... Oh no, not quite. Yeah. This bit coming up is where I was talking about the devs have put snow trails into a cliff face. Have put wheel marks into a cliff face, and I'm like, yeah, that's a bit mean. Because if you were trying to rush, you might go the wrong way. So here I'm going to go a little bit further right. And then steer up. Because I had 2 wheels up on that ledge last time and it wasn't good. Bump over that without rolling over, please. It's not a very chippy truck, so I've been very confident in it. It's done wonders, really. It really isn't a very chippy truck. I think last time I just caught the angle wrong, and then that's made me nervous. A little bit of speed on the road bit, and then we're straight off road again. And now we've got 2 more to go. And this is new territory for me because I didn't scout it and I didn't get this far on the last run. So I don't know what I'm going to experience on this part of the time trial. Right, 1 to go. That looked like a nice enough bit of flat rock. I wanted to be on it. I didn't want to be in the snow. 1 to go. Silver. 8 minutes. So that's 1.5 minutes too slow. $4,600 silver completion. That's what matters for me. It means I'm not going to fail to get 100% complete on the map. You. Oh. It's like a cardio workout. My heart's pounding. That's alright though. I don't think I'll bother trying to improve that time. I've got silvers on other maps. If I was 100% gold on other maps, then maybe. Right, couple of things to do here. One, because I did resupply myself after the last run, before this episode. So I am going to use the custom pickup to repair that suspension damage that's on the Azov. So the Azov is now fully repaired. As is the Ford. And then I'm going to do fuel from the Kodiak into myself and into my utility mount. And then the Kodiak can look after itself. And what's my route? Because I'm going to the Taiga. I'm looking at the length of the episode and I've got time to do it. So I'm going to go to the Taiga. This will be pretty heavily time-lapsed, but let's start tracking it so I know where I'm going. And it's not that far away, actually. What's my best route? Through here. I take this route around. I'll probably end up going cross-country there. That's what I did when I was scouting. And then the Taiga is just here. So let's get the Taiga filled up, and then we can hopefully finish that task this episode as well, because that'll be quite a good thing if we got one batch and what I consider to be the hardest batch of logs done, and we've done the contest, and we get that task finished. That's Big Summer Peak coming towards a close, and we can get back to Flooded Foothills. None of our trucks like coming through here today. I'm in a bit of a state with this game at the moment where I kind of want to play every day. I think I am going to go to Phase 8 when I finish Yukon. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go to Maine just yet. But I might not go to Maine until I go to Maine properly. But I think I'm going to go to Phase 8. Partly because it'll be new content and I'll be doing it rather than doing content everybody else has already finished. I'll actually be doing some content that might even be new to some of the viewers, which will be quite nice for a change. But that means, so I don't know how long Phase 8 will be in public test server, obviously. That's information I'm not privy to. But I'd kind of like to get on with Yukon so that when they release it out of public test server, I'm close to ready or I'm ready. So I want to get on with Yukon basically. And my publishing schedule of 4 episodes a week is as much as I can sustain, and it's quite difficult to sustain that sometimes, but I would like to be playing enough to get on with it. And because I've got an urge to play, that's translated into I've been doing a bit more catch up on my campaign save. I've been sort of floundering on my campaign save at about level 18 for a long time, and then partly I was using that save to get used to this steering wheel. But that's got me up to level 26 now, I think. I've been getting on a bit with my campaign save, and I'm still way behind this save, but yeah, because I got the urge to play, I've been playing catch up. But if I could sustain the amount of editing needed to do 7 episodes a week, I would go back to doing an episode every day to make sure that by the time PTS is finished for Phase 8, I'm ready to go. Because I'm really into the game at the minute, really enjoying it. Really enjoying the YouTube experience, which is all thanks to you guys and the support and the comments, etc. Loving it at the moment. I had a little bit of a look in Maine on my campaign save, and I noticed a few things that are interesting. There's new wooden plank cargo. At the moment, wooden planks are all 1 slot, but there are some 2 slot and 4 slot wooden plank choices. Don't know whether that appears before main or whether that's just the first map that did that, but it's a lot of work. Gnarly terrain. I came up through this area with the Tatterin, I think, last time when I was scouting this area, just before I brought the Ford through. And that sort of stuff we've just been through, the Tatterin flies through much faster. But then this has got different strengths. It's that mud that's like very shallow, concealed underneath the snow. But if you start spinning, it doesn't take much to surface the mud. Somehow it's going to get up there. There you go, probably get through that gap. Okay, fine. I know which way I'm going to go with the Tega now. Just got to get some fuel in it. Right. At these rescue enterprises, here we are. Let's just, for the hell of it, repair it. And then refuel. And that leaves me with enough fuel. I think I'll leave the Ford here for now, but I might take the Ford through to flooded foothills. It'll want to do a resupply run at some point, but I might take it through to flooded foothills where that other scout fuel trailer is, and think about things that need to be done in flooded foothills. So for now, I'm going to leave the Ford where it is, and the Tega can get on with its mission. And it's got an almost full, so 3/4 full fuel tank. But we're not far from our objective. And then this will have to go back to the garage area because I'll need to pick up my big blue trailer with it. And with the benefit of hindsight, I kind of wish I'd brought the Battery Phoenix for this. 8-wheel drive would have probably run through this snow a bit easier, especially if I put mud tires on it. Because none of this run that I've done with this truck has needed snow chains. And that is a thing I'm conscious of, that I have left chains on where there are certain things I would have been better off just sticking muds on. Right, it was through there. Did I say I would go through there? I think I did. Let's see what this is like. Don't know whether this trailer despawns or whether it's one I get to keep for service points. If I get to keep it, I'll probably take it down to the resupply depot, make sure it's full. In fact, I should have used it as repair points rather than my pickup just then. Left or right of this tree? Left, I think. Not a very friendly place to put update devs. But here we go. This is the last point for this trailer. And it despawned. And accelerated me over the edge. Let's back her up a little bit. Got me be a little bit by surprise then. Unstable foundation. Yes, it seems you have nothing to worry about. But thanks for your help anyway. $6,100. And I lose the trailer. So therefore I've just got to turn around. But that is enough for this episode. To try and get an angle where the camera jankiness won't hurt me. Yeah, that's pretty good progress actually. The difficult set of long logs done. Azov to the rescue again. 73-210, dominating the long logs. Then we got a contest. We got silver, but it's done from a completionist perspective, and that was the last task. So now we are, from a Big Salmon Peak perspective, all tasks and contests finished, done. I will check the profile to make sure I've not missed anything, but I'm pretty sure the map's pretty exposed, isn't it? There can't be anything there that I will have missed. So that is everything except logging finished on Big Salmon Peak, which is cool. I will carry on with logging, but I will also start moving trucks through to Flooded Foothills and interleave the logging with some Flooded Foothills scouting and getting on with some tasks over there. And there's some things that I'll need to, like I'm going to take all of the metal roads, or as many of them that are easy to get to, from here through to Flooded Foothills rather than crafting from metal beams. So yeah, I'll be in and out of Big Salmon Peak some more, but from a mission perspective, almost finished. So that's great. So I'm going to wrap this episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I did. A bit more success is always nice for me. Hope to see you in the next episode. In the meantime, thanks and goodbye.